Okay, welcome everyone. Well, this is like our first Fierce Friday since convention, and it was so nice to get to meet so many of you in person over the weekend. It was really special. So now some of the faces that I'm used to here on the call, I really got to know, and that was just so special. So we're going to share today about the business opportunity, the business transformation, and actually some would say maybe our best product of Purium. It's like we talk a lot about all the incredible Purium products, and everyone here, or most people at least here, have experienced the foods, and that's why they're here. They know the foods are life-changing and really incredible, and it's almost hard for us to say what is our favorite Purium product, because we have just the whole package. Everything is so incredible. But what we're here to talk about today is another product, which is our business opportunity that comes for free when we get our ultimate lifestyle transformation lifestyle subscription. So that's the way that we get started, is just by healing ourselves. And then, of course, what happens naturally is we want to help as many other people as possible. And I always say, even if Purium didn't have a compensation plan wrapped around it, I would be sharing this for free. But the fact is, we do get incredibly generously compensated. And it's not only about the money, this whole business is incredibly healing. It's like a medicine in itself. We are getting personal development. We're building community. We're getting support, which I don't know about you guys out there. You can drop me a one if you relate, but there's just not much support out in the world that we've been raised in. And as a mom, as a new mom myself, and we're all going to share our stories in a minute after we share the pledge, but this was something we were all praying for. So it's so great that we have discovered this. Like, we've all manifested it together. We've all created this space together. And, of course, we have Dave and Amy to thank at the root of it, but this is really something that we've all collectively built. So I'd like to, if anyone would like to be bold and read the pledge today, I'd like to invite anyone who hasn't read yet to step into something a little different. And maybe just first person I see with their hand raised, I'm going to ask to share this pledge. Who would like to read our pledge today? Eva, do you see any hands up yet? Oh, okay. Ashley. Oh, I see. Okay. The first. Okay. I see. All right. Samantha, I think, was first. I'm not sure. I see Samantha and Ashley, but we'll hear Samantha. Please read the pledge today, and we'll hear next week from Ashley. Thank you so much, Samantha.
Of course. I resonate with this so much. And it's so good to say it with an audience. So I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement.
Just say thank you so much, Samantha. And I know truly you live this lifestyle and making a difference for generations ahead. Thank you so much. So, okay, well, thank you all. So now that I'd like to just we're going to hear from, actually, let's let Naeva share, because she's the elder of brand partners here. Or I know she's been with Purium almost 10 years or maybe more. And so please unmute and share your business story here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Allison, and excuse us for the technical difficulties. I couldn't hear anything on my end, so I was having my own technical difficulties, but we keep going, right? I'm glad we figured it out. And so I wanted to share really quick and in the news piece before I share my story, to kind of bring to light why it is that we should be looking for other streams of income right now in this day and age. We all know that inflation has been crazy, and diversifying our income streams is essential, because think back in the day, we could live off of one single income. Our fathers went to work, our mothers stayed home and took care of the children. And so much has changed over the past 50 or 60 years, where now women are going to work, right? We're putting our kids in school, we're going to work, and it's actually created quite a bit of dysfunction, because now we come back from work, we're exhausted, and guess what? We still have to be moms, we still have to clean the house and do all the things and make the meals, and it's exhausting. And so it's important, with the way things are nowadays, to look at how we can diversify our income so that we don't become so stressed out that it affects our family life and our overall lifestyle, right? We want to be able to provide for our children and our families the way that we see fit, and be able to choose our life by design. And so in the current economic landscape marked by uncertainties and a soaring cost of living, financial stability is becoming more elusive. Whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, diversifying your income streams is not just wise, but it's actually necessary. When you diversify income streams, it is like planting seeds in your financial garden, each growing at different rates and requiring different amounts of attention, but collectively contributing to a robust and flourishing economic ecosystem. The primary benefit of this approach is financial security. By spreading income sources across different channels, you mitigate the risk of associated with relying solely on one income source. This is particularly valuable in times of economic uncertainty, or when unexpected personal circumstances arise, such as job loss or a sudden expense. And I'll share about my story in just a minute on that topic, because we went through some challenging times before Purium found me. Having multiple streams of income can accelerate reaching your financial goals, whether it's saving for retirement, purchasing a home, or funding education. Additional revenue can make these goals more attainable within a shorter time frame. This strategy not only speeds up wealth accumulation, but also provides opportunities to invest in a broader range of assets, further enhancing financial stability. I always say it's not about the money, it's about what we can do with the money, right? We can make money all kinds of different ways, but at the end of the day, what is it that you're going to do with that money? So even if you have a goal to make, whatever that goal is, maybe you have a rank in mind and there's a number associated with that rank of what you'll make monthly, like what will that money actually do for you? So diversifying your income can also lead to personal growth and satisfaction. Engaging in varied work such as a side business, freelance projects, or investments can foster new skills and expand your professional network and increase your marketability. It also allows for greater control over your time and potential for pursuing passions that might not be feasible through a single income. So we all know the grind, going to work 9 to 5, coming home, cleaning the house, making dinner, and you just don't even have time to be able to do some of the things that maybe you're really passionate about. So being able to include this stream of income, I don't know what just happened to my page. I'm going to stop sharing, but I will share the article in our Million Mom Movement official with this replay. And so, it's just really important right now that that you do this as a business, whether it's your plan A or plan B, that you do little steps will take you a long way with this business. And so I'm going to share a little bit about before I found out about Purium. I was 5 months pregnant with Kainoa, and we actually became homeless with 5 children because my husband had a surfing accident. And when he had that surfing accident, he broke his elbow, which he is a massage therapist. He's a professional of Lomi Lomi, which is a Hawaiian massage technique where you use your forearms and elbows primarily in this massage. And so when he broke his elbow, he wasn't able to go to work. And even though he made really good money at work and we were able to save up a little bit, a couple months into that injury healing, we ran out of money. We just didn't have enough saved up to pay months and months of rent. And so it put us in a situation where our landlord literally evicted us. And that was our rock bottom. We didn't know what we were going to do. Luckily, we have some amazing friends here on Kauai that let us stay with them with our 5 children in their living room. And I'm so grateful that we have such generous friends in our community. But that put us in a place that was very uncomfortable. right? My husband's going to work. I'm at somebody else's home with, you know, all of our things in like small bags. We each had like one backpack each. The rest went into storage, and really trying to just not be in these people's way every day, and still trying to make, you know, make life continue to happen, taking the kids to school and doing all the things. And so it was a very challenging time in my life. And of course, being pregnant, I just wanted to nest. And so luckily, really quickly, we found another home. We were able to save up and move into a new house. But that was so challenging. And so when Purium was introduced to me some months later, I really started to look at the business opportunity and what it could do for me. And when I invested in Purium, you guys, I had been paying off my credit card for 3 months on my own, working part-time, fully pregnant. And I had paid off enough on my maxed out credit card to be able to buy the ULT. I had just enough to buy the ULT and re-max out my credit card, but I put that ULT pack on the credit card, knowing I was going to do this business and knowing that this business was not only going to pay me back for my products, it was going to pay off my credit cards. And so with that intention in mind, I invested that last money that I had on there. And within 6 months, I was able to pay off all of my credit cards, not only that one. But let me go back a little bit. So I received my products, I started using my products, and really quickly I saw a difference. So at this time when I started Purium, kind of was about 4 months old. I was 4 months postpartum. I was on maternity leave from my job that I had went to till I was 2 weeks before I had him. And I started using the products because my friend Willow noticed that I was overwhelmed, undernourished, and just burning the candle at both ends, so to say. And so it really took somebody else noticing that I was having this issue for me to make the decision, because I was hard-headed. I was like, oh no, I don't need that, you know, but it was the financial opportunity and the fact that somebody cared enough to share this with me that made the biggest difference. And she, even though I might have said no the first time, she kept coming back and reintroducing the idea in different ways. And so she finally gave me some of the Love Super Meal and a $50 gift card. She left it on my porch one week. And she said, just try the products and just get started. You're going to love it. And that was during the time when I had been saving up to buy my package. And so I tried this Love Super Meal. I drank half of it and I felt so energized. Before I started using Purium, like I mentioned, I was, you know, overwhelmed, undernourished. I had 5 kids in 4 different schools. And so my morning routine was crazy busy, just getting everybody out the door. And I often lived off coffee until noon. So anybody that can relate to that feeling, drop me a 1 in the comments. Like, we've all done that, skipping meals and living off coffee till noon. It's not a way to live. And this totally replaced that habit with me doing something for myself and nourishing myself first thing in the day and actually having energy for the rest of the day. And so really grateful that Purium came into my life. And really quickly, some of my friends started to notice a difference in my skin and my energy and my overall mood. And they started asking me what was going on. So I really easily started to build this business and share this opportunity with others. And so my first month, I made my money back for my products. My second month, I went into profit. And in that second month, I got my letter from my prior boss that asked me when I wanted to get put back on the schedule. So anybody who as a mom may be able, or a dad might be able to relate to the feeling of anxiety of trying to figure out how I was going to go to work and make $11.50 an hour and leave my son in daycare, my new baby in daycare, and have to pay somebody else at least, you know, half of that or more, and still juggle life at home. I was really overwhelmed. I didn't know what I was going to do. And that's when my bonus check from Purium came in and it surpassed my part-time income. And at that time, that was my aha moment. I was like, wait, if I can do this at home with my baby by my side, why would I go back to work and try to figure out a babysitter and giving half my paycheck to somebody else? And so that was really, it clicked for me. I was like, wow, if I plug into the system, I can really go places with this. And remember what I said earlier, I did invest with the intention of making my money back and hopefully being able to pay off that credit card. So I plugged into the system. I got the coaching. I reached up to my upline who had been nudging me and reaching out to me. I finally reached back out and said, okay, I'm ready. I leaned into the system, and at that point, I was able to create massive momentum within my team. At the time, this was 10 years ago, I had one of the people that had ranked diamond the fastest. I think it was in 27 days. And so that really helped to propel me and my motivation, because now I had other people on my team that were really running with their business and sharing this passion as well. And so that's just the beginning where it all started 10 years ago. I was pretty quickly able to pay off my credit cards within 6 months. I reached green diamond, and then a few months later, blue diamond. And in that time, I was actually able to pay off not only the credit card that I purchased Purium on, but my other credit cards as well. And so that was really the beginning of my journey. Since then, we've been able to travel as a family, something that in the past, when I used to ask my husband, like, let's go on a family trip this summer, he'd just look at me and be like, with what money? Like, the money that he would make every month would pay for the bills and the rent and the food and the things that were immediate, but very rarely was there any money that we could put to the side for later. And if we did, it was put to the side for later for a circumstance, like I mentioned at the beginning, where if you get injured and you have to pay rent for a few months, that's that savings account, right? And so since becoming a brand partner with Purium, we've never had to worry about having to pay rent. I just know that the money is in my bank account every month on the 15th. And I've never had to worry, like every Friday I get a paycheck in the bank, no matter what. And we get paid for helping people get healthy and helping people create another stream of income. And we get rewarded for that. So this is a win-win-win business model where everybody wins. And I'm so grateful that Purium found me. I'm so grateful for this community. And I love this Million Mom movement community that we've built over the past 10 years, which is something that I aligned with right away as somebody who was postpartum and found this business in that time. I was like, let's make this movement move. So I'm super excited for each and every one of you here being a part of this incredible movement. And I'll go ahead and pass it back over to you, Allison.
So matches the style.
Thank you. Wow, so inspiring, Naiva. Thank you so much for sharing. And I know that you are traveling wherever you need to go now, and nothing stops you. And I love, that you get to. I've been watching, like when I came in, I was watching you do this with your kids, and it definitely was one of my biggest inspirations. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it sounds a lot like my story. I think a lot of us can relate. When Purium came into our life, we were living in such scarcity. Like I couldn't, I couldn't buy organic. I couldn't, but we could do one trip a year if we were lucky. And we weren't able to be together as a family. My husband had to work 16-hour days sometimes to be able to support us. My mental health was really struggling. And so I had a hard time keeping jobs even before I had kids. And then it got even harder after kids. And I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to work for someone else and work a 9 to 5 and be away from my kids all day, have someone, these daycares who God knows what's going on just all day long, leaving your kids in daycare. It didn't align with me. And I was praying for this miracle. Like I didn't even know what it looked like because I didn't know this was possible. To be very honest with you, network marketing was never an option for me. It was just not something that, first of all, I heard of people losing money. I heard you have to, stockpile things. I heard you had to bother your friends and family. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so shy. I could never do that. But it's when I allowed myself, I stretched a little out of my comfort zone because I had never ordered anything online. I didn't even have a credit card. But when I learned about these foods and the quality and what they were doing for the gut, I just knew I needed to, we know when there's a will, there's a way. And so I made the way. I actually borrowed the money to order it. And, my husband was a little upset about it. And some of you know that story. He tried to return it right away because he's like, you've been duped. And I knew it because I knew the energy of, Taz, who introduced it to me, and I had done my research, and I just had this full body yes that my body wants this 100%, and there was no stopping me. So yeah, when you know, you know. And like Neva says, it was kind of the last money in my like bank account, and I love that this well, you're buying, we don't often buy our food for the month in one shot, so we don't see how divided and by the day. Like, I didn't realize I was spending more weight. I didn't know that actually buying this was going to save me so much money, because it was replacing a lot of bad habits and meals, and just so satiating. But when we ordered it, yeah, it just, okay, whatever you're doing, there's ways that you can find to transfer. Like, I thought I didn't have money, but then Taz asked me what I'm buying at the grocery store every time I go, and what am I spending money on? And we found a way that I can transfer my spending to be able to get this. And then what is so crazy is the business is free when you get this. So there is just no investment. Like, you buy your food, which is healing you and saving you money in the first place. And then there was, okay, then I got this opportunity, and I would never have aligned with an opportunity. I would never have promoted or shared something that wasn't so aligned with every single one of my values and what I believe in. So this, of course, as you know, this is all organic, whole food. It's all in home compostable packaging, zero waste. It's, in regenerative soil, and it's free. Like, we get to share this that we would have been sharing anyways. So it was such a no-brainer. I just started to, think of people in my life that needed this. And I really came from, it was all from my heart. There was no, I would have been sharing, like I told people, I'd be sharing this with you if I didn't have a code for it or not. Like, this is just so important that you try for yourself. And what I love is the company has a 60-day money back guarantee. So I told people there's no risk. You just got to try it for yourself and see what it does. And one at a time, as I started sharing this with people in my life, they all had the same experience that I had with it. So, like, for me personally, I'm not going to get into my healing story, but it just transformed my health in every way. And when other people I watched, and my husband was my first customer, I watched his transformation. I watched, as I shared it, that's what motivated me to keep sharing it, because the results were so incredibly, it was so rewarding to know that I shared that with this person, and that is what is changing their life. And you know what? They started sharing it with their people in their life. And so, like wildfire, because it works so well, when something is so good, it really does sell itself. And so we shortly went, actually, it was right before COVID. I was able to I got laid off from a job that I was doing, because I was so obsessed with this. I'll be honest, I did get laid off, but I wasn't worried. I was never going back to the job market again. That was my ticket freedom, actually. I was so grateful. I ended up matching what I was making there. Then COVID hit. My biggest goal then was to match my husband's salary. What did I do? I found out, exactly what's he making. Okay, this is what we have to do. I matched my husband's salary. When I got that, when we have the direction in mind where we're going, we do it. And so I matched that really fast, right in time for 2020. I had already retired my husband. And so we had freedom now to go live we went actually off to the jungles of Belize, where we could be free, because everything in Canada, in Montreal, was locked down. And it actually, our business took off from traveling, actually, because a lot of people were curious, what were we doing, and how were we able to do this, and how were we so vibrant and radiant and confident and healthy when the whole world was kind of going into this fear and kind of, haze. We were coming alive. And it really has, my husband joined me in the business. We have hit 2-star crown, on our way to 3-star. And it has, if you don't know what that means, I encourage you to check out the compensation plan. And I love that you can, see basically whatever money target you have, there's a rank associated with it. And whoever shares this with you can show you how to get that, how to achieve that. you know, because it's all very simple. I like to say, if you help three people, you can really fly to the top of this, like this compensation plan. There's a really beautiful structure. When you get three happy customers, you ask them, great, now who do you know? They're going to share, like they have two people they know. Everyone has two people they can share this with. Even if it's not someone you know, by the way, don't think it's going to be someone you know. It could be someone complete. It's going to be strangers usually, because just getting out there and sharing our story, we don't know who's going to resonate with us, who needed to hear our story. So we really encourage people to heal out loud, to show their journey. And then trust me, you will attract people to you. So I always say, if you get three people who know two people, that is diamond. And that is our first really incredibly lucrative rank, where we get to be in our profit sharing. We may be able to, you know, match our salaries and leave our jobs and things like that. So it gets interesting there. So I'm going to pass it over to Sherry to share her story, and then open it up to you guys to please share your 2-minute stories.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Naiva. I love hearing your stories. You know, we've discussed them together so many times, but it's just so empowering and so inspiring to hear them shared. And you're actually, both of you are quite inspiring for me, who's only, you know, I believe the newest one on our council member to Purium. So it's going on 3 years now. It's actually was just 3 years at the end of July. And I found Purium when I was a year into my holistic coaching business. I was getting used to life as a single mom. So I had just gone through a separation, which would then later on turn into a divorce. And I had been a stay-at-home mom from the time that my older son, Jordan, who's 14, from the time I was pregnant with him. So I was a daycare educator before that. And it was while pregnant with him that I got into holistic health. And it really was just at first a hobby of, you know, how can I raise my kids as healthy and naturally as possible? And from there, you know, made so many changes in our lifestyle and things like that. At some point, when my kids started school, I said, hey, you know, maybe it's time to make this a business. I want to help empower other people. I want people to know that, you know, there's other ways to really be healthy, you know, and create that foundation for yourself and your family. And so I was a year in, and I was starting to hit a wall because I found it extremely hard to, first of all, recommend supplements to my clients, which is a big part of what I do. And I'm a researcher by nature. And as a holistic coach, I research a lot too. And any brand, and I used to have brands that would approach me all the time and say, hey, can you represent us? Can you recommend our brand to your clients? And I would always research them and really research the products. And there was always ingredients or something questionable about how, you know, things were made that I just couldn't get behind. I couldn't back it up. And so it was very, very hard for me to recommend supplements. And it usually required me to send my clients on scavenger hunts through health food stores to get the best possible. But still, if you really asked me, were they the best options out there? No, you know, but it got to a point where I really started to wonder whether anything better existed, because there just wasn't. And so while my clients saw results, I knew that they weren't as effective as they could be, or as great as they could be. I knew that they could be feeling better. I knew myself, even personally, I felt like I should be feeling better than I am, considering everything that I'm doing. And this is when Purium came into the picture for me. And Purium instantly ticked off my very high standard list of what I was looking to not only take for myself and give to my family, but also to recommend to others. I was very excited to start. And I started because before I recommend anything to anybody, I'm going to try it myself. And I did. And I had an amazing transformation. I was very excited to start my kids on it as well. And as I've talked about many times before, I literally watched my older son, Jordan's type 1 diabetes just completely transform on these amazing superfoods. And my younger son experienced so many amazing transformational changes as well. So then it was like a no-brainer. I jumped on board and was very excited to start recommending this to all of my clients, because I felt like finally I have those tools that I always hoped existed, but I was starting to lose hope. And it was just really easy. It was easy to recommend because it just ticked off every single one of my criterias. And so that's kind of how it took off for me. And now, like I always say, Purium is the only brand that I will work with and the only brand that I will recommend. I've done too much research. I've tried too many things to know. When you know, you know. And when you have something this amazing, you want to share it. And I've said the same thing, Allison, as you've said, and I still say today all the time, I would feel that way and only recommend Purium if there was no compensation program attached to it. That's how much I believe in it. And so that the compensation plan is just this beautiful bonus. And it's really meant a huge deal to me because when the pandemic hit, both my kids went online, as many kids did, right? A lot of schools shut down across the world, but because of my son's type 1 diabetes, he was seen as more at risk. And so we were allowed to keep them online longer than other kids as, you know, schools reopened and kids were being sent back into the school system. I was able to keep mine online. And it was during that time that I realized that both my kids, for different reasons, were actually thriving more schooling from home online than they had been in school. And so this was a big eye-opener for me. And so once the pandemic was over, I opted to pull them both out of the school system and homeschool them. And they're both thriving. I mean, my older son is going into grade 9 and he has a 97% average. And my younger son, who had completely given up on school, would start saying that he's stupid and he couldn't do it, now wants to go into quantum physics, you know? So they're clearly thriving. But during that first year of being separated and kind of, you know, trying to build my business, I was starting to get really doubtful if I could keep them at home, you know, and I was worried that I was going to have to send them both back into the system because even just, first of all, I wasn't making enough really on my own, but then also because to see clients one-on-one, which I love to do, is very time consuming. And you can only see so many clients in a day. And then there's, you know, it's not just the hour that you spend with the clients, but then there's like, health plans that I would come up with. And so that would require some research and some time. And I was finding that I just didn't have enough hours in the day and I wasn't helping nearly as many people as I had really set out to help. And so the other aspect of this Purium business that's so beautiful is that it's a way that I get to help so many more people. I can be so much more effective. And my clients don't learn to rely on me, which is another thing that I saw happening over that year. You know, instead of empowering people, I found that people were like starting to rely on me. And so, you know, I was asking, okay, what do I do next? Or what can I do here? Which is great at first, but I really wanted, my goal was to have people learn, you know, let me teach you how you can do this and then you go and do it. And that wasn't as easy before Purium, but now with Purium, it's so effective. You know, I can help people, you know, really take control of their health and then they go and they run with it. And if they ever have a question, that's great, I'm here, but they're not relying on me for every aspect of transforming their health because now they have these tools and they have tools that are so effective. And so that was really, really huge for me to be able to reach more people, help more people with less time involved, right? So you're not wasting your time, I'm not wasting my time, and everyone's getting amazing results. And then of course, the community, like our Million Mom movement, but also building a team where you get to link arms with people. And there's people on my team who, yes, are in the same field as me, but then there's others who are not, who are, you know, are moms or, you know, who are moms with other careers, or some are stay-at-home moms who have just seen such amazing results and who really caught the vision and wanted to jump on board and say, oh my gosh, I can actually help people. I can actually recommend something that is going to be so effective. And so it's just really beautiful to be able to link arms. And when you're one person, you can only reach so many, right? But when you link arms with a bunch of like-minded individuals who have the same or at the very least similar goals to you, hopes, dreams, well then the sky's the limit. And so because of this business, it's been such a beautiful addition to my health coaching business. And that's why my kids are home. And that's why they're still in their intensive, you know, they're able to school from home. And that's why they're in their intensive hockey that takes us to crazy tournaments all over the place. It's not a cheap sport, but they both thrive in it and they love it. And I'm so thankful to Purium that I can do all of this. Back to you, Allison.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That's an amazing perspective from someone who's already in the health space, you know, incorporating this. And like she said, she would have been sharing it with her client. Like, you know, the things that nutritionists or health coaches recommend, they don't get compensated for, and people don't stick with it because it's not easy. This helps people to stick with it. It's so easy. And we get compensated to share this. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Sherry, for sharing. I'm so excited to hear from you guys. Yeah, please use, I see we already have some hands up, so please use the raise hand feature. I'd love to hear this is a great practice also that we can share our story here in the safe community so that, you know, we practice sharing it out there in the world. So please open us up. Angie Fernandez, it was so great to meet you this weekend. Thank you, Angie.
Oh my word, girl, you knocked the socks out of me. It was like, okay, well, I'm timing myself because I'm going to do a 2-minute one. It's going to be brief. but some know my story and know that I was bedridden and I got on the program. But at the same time, December 9th, my husband was, he actually called he called ambulance on himself, rushed to the hospital, sepsis, heart attack, blah, 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 was in the hospital for a month and a half, came home to hospice, off of work 3 months. December, I ranked fast start. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know nothing about the business so much. I just knew what it did to me. When you know, right? Sure. When you know. So yes, I'm in my golden years. But it doesn't matter how old you are. When you have a strong why, you don't even know how good. So, I mean, he was pretty much our sole supporter here, because the plus was that I did have a organic fruit business. I have been holistic to a sense, because I've had stage 4 colon cancer. That's another story, and that's before Purium. But I, with my disability, with my health issues, getting through, he was off of work for 3 months. So what happens? I mean, I can still remember, and Mari's on. She can remember when I first got my first Friday money. I'm like, I sort of screaming. I couldn't believe I was getting paid for something that I absolutely love, absolutely believe in. Then what happens is I wreck again, like, what's going on here? And then it helps us not only through the 3 months, but I mean, we look, today's Friday, payday. But it wasn't really, and I've got to be honest, I wasn't about the pay for me. But now, of course, it's going to help, because I'm going to definitely reinvest in, I'm making a pop-up. I'm making a little, I'm investing back into what I love. I love doing pop-ups. I love doing things, and I'm going to have my little trailer done and Golden Girl on the road or something. I mean, it's going to be really crazy, but you know me, if you know me. So there's a few things that were blocking me, because I am not techie. So it was doing lives, which I don't know how to do, but I do. I was very private with my journey and my story, because it was me, and I wasn't techie. So if you fit into this category, if you know anybody that does, don't let those things limit you. Plus, another thing that I'm grateful for Mari, and she's here. Transformation Now made it zoom. That is an investment that you can't. I didn't have a storefront, so I figured if I don't have a storefront fee, I gotta. If I believe in it, let's put money where your mouth is. So I have a supply, as you can see, and I got an office. And I got you guys. So I can't go wrong. United community, united us together. So that is, oh my word, I'm over time. Oops. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, guys. Thank you for accepting this Golden Girl.
With wide open arms, Angie. You are so accepted and you are so valued here. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your heart and your energy with us. It's just, I love you so much. And wow, when we see each other in person, I mean, this woman has the hugest heart I've ever. She had a whole room in convention with fresh fruit for everyone to come and take. And I just want to say thank you so much. Your story and your success. And you know what? Actually, your success is going to mean a lot to a lot of people. So even though you're not driven by the money as much as you say, that is important. Money is medicine when we use it right, and it's life-saving. So don't shy away from making a lot of money in this world, because you know what, Angie? It's the kind humans of this world that deserve to be making the money. and we are here to change the stigma of money and what successful people look like. So thank you. Wow, keep rising. Did anyone else? I wanted to hear from I don't want to put you on the spot, Wendy, but Wendy is one of our scholarship recipients, and I'd love just to show an example of someone who, started with nothing. You can come into this business, and what are some options for people who are maybe, they want to share this with someone who really virtually doesn't even have enough money to to buy food right now. And so Wendy, if you don't mind, can I put you on the spot and ask you just to share? Yeah, because you're okay. I would love you to share. Thank you so much, Wendy.
Thank you. I'll try not to cry. Woo. No, I just want to say thank you so much to the community. Coming back from the convention really solidified the community aspect of this. That has nothing to do with money necessarily. So, yeah, I did the PEEPS program. I hustled through that. I just stayed committed. I knew I needed that structure to get me through, and I did it. Not everybody finishes that program because a lot of mental stuff comes up, your life comes up, but I knew that I had to finish, and my goal was director, and I got to director. And so now I'm just like, trying to up my game, strategize, think simple, duplicate. Like, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I'm so grateful that we have this platform. I've been into health since I was 15. Everybody thought I was crazy eating rice and lentils. I mean, I would bring plastic bins of rice and lentils to high school. I was nuts. And now I feel like, wow, these products have made it so simple to eat healthy, and still create, people saying, what are you doing? And so we're just really, like Allison said, it's like a win-win on so many levels. Like, I'm a mother, I'm into health, and I'm creating, this wonderful atmosphere for my family so we can eat healthy, and then, like, I'm a woman creating this business, this entrepreneurial business. And wow, there's just so many avenues, right? We fit so well into all of those boxes, but yet we're so outside the box. And that's what I love about it. So I really appreciate the PEEPS program. Yes, we got to have a lot of products as I achieved my goals. It reinforced that, okay, you get rewarded with products. And Naeva is the bomb. She's in charge of those PEEPS calls, and she holds it as she does here. She is a gangster. She has so much knowledge, and yet she's so calm and loving at the same time. Like, I can't say enough about Naeva, and I was so happy to meet you there. But anyway, thanks for having me share. Thanks for pushing me out of my comfort zone. But that's what it's all about. And I'm so glad I have all of you here cheering me on.
We are all cheering you on so much, Wendy, and your daughter, Kaylin, is just incredible. And I just look forward to watching your rise in success, showing people what's possible. Thank you so much. Okay, we have Amy Sutton. Please unmute yourself and give us your share.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for letting me share, Allison. Before I share my story, I just want to thank you for something that you said at convention that has been my mantra, I guess you could say, since convention. I mean, there's so many good points, but this was like the overarching statement that Allison made, is to say yes before you're ready. So I will tell you, I'm not ready for this share. But I love the safe space invitation. So thank you so much. I have been an entrepreneur since childhood. I was the girl that painted rocks and walked around the neighborhood to sell them. So I've never wanted to work in corporate America, even though I did for a while. I've always been into small business and understanding business and wanting to run my own business. And it's taken me years and years and years and years to figure out what it is exactly I wanted to do and stuff. And I've tried a lot of different things. And especially in the network marketing fields, I have tried a long list of companies. And I've always loved the network marketing as a structure, but so many variations of that structure and variations of compensation plan can make it really difficult to find the right one. I'd find a product I loved, but not the compensation plan that I needed. Or I'd find a product line that I liked, but then they would want me to start selling a whole nother line. Like, I'm like, stay in your lane, you know what I mean? So just some different things. I won't dwell on that, but basically shortly before Purium came into our life, my husband told me, stop doing these type of things. I had stacks of cosmetics on and I had a whole bunch of jewelry in my closet, and I had food I had tried. I mean, just like everything, I've tried it. And I had friends that were like, what are you selling now? So I was on board with him saying no more. Okay, I'm just going to stick to a service style business that I was also running at the same time. But my health had declined, and even that was going downhill. So fast forward to feeling better after just a little, like 2 weeks of Purium health lifestyle, I had a complete light bulb moment into my Purium business life. So I did sign up for the business from the get-go, because I told my upline, I was like, I can't afford this food without earning some money to pay for it. And I was in a brain fog, so I didn't really understand what it was going to do for me. But thankfully I did do it from day one. Upgrading from a customer is a fantastic option for people, but if someone is ready to go with the business, my biggest suggestion is get them started with the business ASAP. Okay. And then, so for me, I didn't start making money immediately with Purium, but I felt so much energy and that mental fog lifting that I had the energy to go out and make more money with my other little service industry business that I could put back into Purium. And then within 2 months, I had hit Fast Start Executive. I had made more money in just 3 months of Purium than I did in many of those other businesses I had tried. So just wanted to share that. If you have any prospects that have come from a network marketing background, and even if they have been quote unquote burnt or tell you that they're burnt, don't believe them, because they just haven't found the right company with the right belief system. Maybe they have some personal development to do, because I definitely needed to work on that as well and continue to do so. And they haven't found the right compensation plan, the right product, belief in themselves, and the compensation plan. So keep going out there and spreading this word. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Amy, for raising your hand today and using your voice and sharing your story. And you're really putting the your inspiration into action. So congratulations to just sharing here, and really amazing to hear that perspective from someone who, like, we're hearing so many different perspectives of backgrounds and where people were at before they came into this, which is so important, because everyone needs to hear. We all need our voices out there. There's always someone that can relate with one of our stories. And so please keep sharing your story. And so great can't wait to meet you at Diamond Club in November, Amy. Okay, next we have Marie. Marie, thank you so much. Share your story, please.
Thank you, ladies. I was so good to see all of you that I met in person. You know what? I got back from conference convention and I end up getting COVID. You know, I tested positive to COVID today. And I'm so mad because tomorrow I had my first in-person event. But you know what? I'm gonna make the best out of it and still do a ULT call today. So my big transformation was when I started this journey 2 years ago. I didn't know anything about Purium. I didn't read labels. I trusted my family member and I studied this health reset. My husband has an autoimmune condition that causes a lot of pain and inflammation. I had high cholesterol for the last 4 years. I was eating right. I was doing everything and working out and nothing helped. Within 7 days, I was able to see my husband's transformation, incredible transformation, that the pain was less pain. It's sad that we wanted to do this transformation only because we wanted to lose weight, not even looking at the health benefits we were going to receive. And within the first month, I lost like 12, 14 pounds. I was feeling better. My husband was feeling better. I dropped 2 to 3 sizes down in my first month. I went back to my doctor the next, in my first 90 days. And to her surprise, she was like, "Oh, my dear, what have you done?" I no longer had high cholesterol. I didn't see the business opportunity right away. And because I was just like Amy, I was with another network marketing for 13 years. And I just, even though I ranked diamond in my first 30, a little bit, like 4 months, I missed my fast star ranking diamond because I was not focused on the business until I started getting the commission, the matching bonuses. And I'm going like, oh my gosh, what am I missing? So what I got out of this convention is that I'm not going to hold back. And like you said, Allison, it's about say yes even before you're ready. And I, even though I didn't continue, I rank, but I never saw the business picture until, at the end of 2023. And I am just happy to be here with this community. We learn about that we have the best owners, we have the best products, we have the best business opportunity. And somebody said we have Purium in the middle. And what are we gonna do about it? And I'm not stopping back. I'm gonna come to Diamond Club as double ranked to Blue Diamond. So please, you'll see me as Blue Diamond when you see me in November.
I can't wait. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. We have room for one more share. I'm so sorry. Because we're just heading to the top of the hour, but I think was it Dr. Melissa was next? No, was it Ashley next? Whoever, I can't see on my phone, so I'm so sorry. Please, who's ever next? Yes, Ashley, go ahead.
Okay.
Ashley.
So, this journey for us was actually because we knew we needed gut health support. So it was an entire family affair. My husband had GERD-like symptoms. My son had eczema issues. And then I thought, I want to lose weight. And I thought that was all I was in it for. And so we all began, and it was amazing within a couple of days to see my son's skin clear up. Within 2 weeks, my husband wasn't reaching for antacids. So it was like, obviously I'm going to share this. And so what I started to see actually was my confidence blooming. I had been dealing with postpartum depression, extreme dissociative disorder, complex PTSD, and my postpartum depression was actually ×3 because my babies are so close together. So it was a deep, dark hole that I was in. And I couldn't believe that after a couple weeks, my doctor was actually the one who told me, like, we've got to start lessening your medication for anxiety and depression because I'm seeing a shift in you. And so when she told me that, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel and I could not stop sharing. So that was basically the point when I took off running, and you couldn't keep my mouth closed. And so I actually was able to start building this on the side. I was working full time. I was working 80 hours a week from home, but I was chained to my desk. And all of a sudden one day, this business does a video chat with me, and they say, it's not really working out, you're fired. And I was like, how does somebody go from having this position where they're kind of asking you to take on more responsibility to just one day decide, you know what, we don't want you anymore. And I decided in that moment, no more. I'm not putting my eggs in anyone else's basket but my own. And I was able to have a little 20-minute pity party. And then I was like, no, this is exactly what I want. And now my plan B can be my plan A. Hold on, baby. So I have been able to build this, and unfortunately, my husband now has to go back to work, but gratefully now I see the vision of being able to retire him so very soon.
I have no doubt you will, and I'm so excited to watch you continue to rise here. Ashley, you're incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. Before I pass it over to Naeva to give a short presentation, I just want to say a really good tip is, if you're in this business already, I just read it for the fourth time I listened to it, listen to GoPro. I promise you it will just get your whole mindset in order. Okay, Naeva, I'm passing it over.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Allison. Thank you everyone for your shares. I just have a quick presentation I wanted to share earlier, and then we just get so excited on this topic that we just rolled right into it, and I forgot to share these slides, but I put this together, and so I just want to share it with you all real quickly. A quick little 3-minute together. We believe in the power of holistic transformation. Our mission is to build on 4 key pillars: health, wealth, environment, and community. By integrating these elements, we create a supportive and empowering ecosystem for individuals striving for a balanced and fulfilling life. Health, we provide premium organic superfoods and supplements that nourish the body, support detoxification, and enhance overall well-being. Our products are designed to help you achieve optimal health naturally. And you can see here our 10-point purity commitment, as well as our quality commitment here at Purium that we're so proud of. Next is environment. Beyond physical health, we offer opportunities for financial growth. By joining Purium, you become a part of a thriving business model that rewards you for sharing the gift of health. Build a sustainable income while making positive impact on our lives. And as we got to see this last weekend, we've saved over 300,000 pounds of plastic from the landfill because of our plastic-free packaging. And last but not least, wealth. We are deeply committed to sustainability. Our eco-friendly practices and biodegradable packaging help reduce waste and protect the planet. Together, we can create a healthier world for future generations. And then community. At the heart of Purium is a vibrant community of like-minded individuals. We support each other, share experiences, and celebrate our successes. Together, we grow stronger, healthier, and more resilient. So these 4 pillars are health, eat superfoods; environment, love the earth; wealth, inspire abundance; and community, build that community around you. We invite you to join our mission and become part of the movement that prioritizes holistic well-being and positive change. Embrace the Purium lifestyle and help us build a healthier, wealthier, and more sustainable future. And I love this little meme here. I don't sell stuff. I offer hope, health, excitement, and freedom. I lock arms with people who want to do the same and have fun doing it. Who's with me? So join us today and be the change you wish to see in the world. Together, we can make a difference. For more information, reach out to the person that shared this opportunity with you. Let's transform lives one step at a time. And then last but not least, we have our pledge here. Thank you so much for sharing the pledge with us earlier in the call. And then I wanted to just show you real quick, this is what is in a power shake. So how long do you think it would take you on a daily basis to make a power shake if we didn't have it already pre-blended in this amazing synergistic blend that you just have to add water? Like, it's so easy, and we don't have to, have this mess of a blender, even though it looks so beautiful. And did you know that it only takes making $27.50 a day to blow, it only takes you spending $27.50 a day to blow through 10,000 a year. So that also means that all you have to make is $27.50 per day in your side hustle with Purium to make $10,000 extra this year. Can you guys do that? I think we can all do that. So last but not least, I'd love to invite you to like, follow, and share. Please like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group, Million Mom Movement Official, and that's where we'll post the replay with any links that we've shared here today. Please follow us on Instagram, post us in your stories, post us, use our hashtags on your post, tag us so that way we can share your posts and reels. And last but not least, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can have access to this replay as well as so many others. We have nearly 300 replays available for you on so many amazing subjects and so many amazing speakers that have shown up for our community here. And of course, join us weekly for our Friday community action. So we'll see you here again next week. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday. Back to you, Allison.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Where can people find that? Those slides that you created there.
I'm gonna finish it up and then I'll
Okay.
run it by corporate and see if I can put it out to the field.
It is awesome. Thank you so much, Naiva. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate you so much. And like Naiva said, go check out our YouTube. Go subscribe. It is a wealth of information. And thank you so much for everyone for being a part of this community and growing it with us. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your shares today. Keep sharing your stories. Get yourself out there. And yeah, we're here for your support and cheering you on. Thank you.